AI Act is active. Penalty fines up 35 millions, but yet most businesses even don't know if they apply to them. Today I will show you where your company stands under EU AI Act. I will provide you with a free tool that instantly classify your AI system, show you a realistic cost, implementation roadmap, and key deadlines. As a result, you will have shareable report that gives you a clear picture of your current position and what needs to be done to comply with the EU AI Act. And if you have any AI system even outside Europe, this law may still apply to you. All right, before we will start with the report and I will show how to use this tool, let me quickly to clarify what is the EU Act and what it stands for. So EU Act is Europe's law for artificial intelligence. It doesn't just apply to the companies based in EU, in Europe. It applies to any system that's used by people in Europe, no matter where your business is located. So if you have a US company and AI system is used by people in Europe, it means this law also applies to you. So now let's speak about systems, AI systems. The EU Act classifies AI systems into the 4 risk levels: prohibited systems, completely banned, like a government social scoring, real-time biometric surveillance; high risk systems used under areas such as hiring, healthcare, finance, education, and critical infrastructure; and now limited risk system, like a chatbot, AI content generators that need transparency, so users know that they're interacting with AI, not a real people, not real humans. So, and the last one, minimal risk system. Minimal risk system, everyday AI tool with almost no obligation. So now we need to understand what is the difference between limited versus minimal. Because these two systems, they are very similar and we need to understand this difference. So we will classify correct way both of these two different systems. So limited risk system, if your AI interact directly with people or could mislead them into the thinking that they think that it's human, you must ensure transparency in this case. And minimal risk system, if it runs in the background without misleading users, no extra obligations apply. Let me show on the ChatGPT example. Let's assume you're using ChatGPT to generate content for the customers or public. In this case, the system we will have a limited risk system, and we will must label this content as AI generated. And here's another example for the minimal risk system, using ChatGPT internally for emails, brainstorming, and summaries. In this case, the system will be minimal risk system and no disclosure needed in this case. Now we need to understand what is a foundation model. AI Act also introduced special rules for the general purpose AI models. These are models like a ChatGPT, Claude, and all other some large scale systems. This obligation mostly applies only to the large AI providers, not typical small, medium enterprise. And most likely you don't need to worry if you're not a large scale system. Now let's come back to our systems and we will speak shortly about deadlines. Prohibited system has a deadline February 2nd. High risk system has a deadline August 2nd, 2026. And limited risk system has a August 2nd, 2025. Non-compliance means fines up to 75 millions or 7% of global turnover. That is why it's so critical to know where you stand now. Also very important to mention that EU Act is not one-time certification. It's an ongoing compliance, and anytime your system change, expand into some new market or start handling new data, you may need to reassess compliance. And even if you start using, let's assume, some new tool in your workflow, new AI tool in your workflow, you also need to reassess this compliance. So now we understand shortly what is the AI Act and understand system. Let's find out where you are. So instead of spending thousands to get this first answer, you can check it for free. I have created a tool that Actli.fi that with this tool we can check it absolutely for free. Once you complete this check, you will instantly see all your system risk for each system. You will get clear actions and realistic cost estimates for each system, and you will receive step-by-step implementation roadmap also for each system. And as a result, you have professional shareable report. You can share with your investors, customers, or board. So now let's get started with the tool. I will open this URL. Let me to open it. Okay, once we complete this assessment, we will have clear answer where we are now and what to do next. So let's get started. I will add my name. I will add my company name. I will add my name, my surname, my email address. All right, and now let's select the company size. I will select small company. So now here we have to add our AI systems. What is the AI system under EU AI Act? Any software that use machine learning, algorithms, and automation to make decisions, generate content, analyze or provide data, interact with users. Let's add our first system. Okay, I will give it a name, XYZ system. You will have to fill all information about your particular system. Just give a proper description. I will not spend time on this. Now we have to select legal role for this specific system. So if you're using some system built by someone, you have to select deployer. If you developed and trained the system, you have to select provider. But it also can be the case that you can be provider and deployer at the same time. For example, you can build your own system by using OpenAI models. In this case, you will have to select both provider and deployer. In most of the cases, most likely, you will have to select deployer. I will select now here deployer. Here, foundation model assessment. If you're provider of big foundation model, we spoke about this earlier shortly, you will have to select yes here. But most likely, if you're not general purpose, you don't have a general purpose model like a ChatGPT or Claude, you will have to select no. We'll select for this example no now. Now we have to identify what practices our AI system has. If your system has some hidden influence techniques, select this one. If your system target vulnerable people, select this one. If your system has some government social scoring, select this one. If your system has a real-time public biometrics, select this one. If your system monitors somehow emotional at workspace or in school, select this one. If none of above, just select none. I will select at this moment none, and let's go to the next step. Now we have to select data category. Let's select what type of data your particular system has. If your system has just regular data, like a text, numbers, documentation, select the regular business data only. If your system has some data related to a better identification data, select this one. If your system has a mixed data types, regular and biometrics, select this one. If you're unsure, just provide as much as possible information what type of data you use for your system. I will select just regular now. Now we have to identify where our AI system operates. If your AI system operates in employment and HR, select this one. If in healthcare and medical, select this one. If in financial service, select this one. If in education and training, select this one. If in a critical infrastructure and safety, select this one. And if you have a system in a law that operates in law enforcement, select this one. In government and border control, select this one. And if your system operates in a democratic processes, select this one. If none of above, just select this one. For this example, I will select just employment and HR. And now we have to provide some additional information for employment impact level. So if your AI system organizes just information, but a human make decision, in this your particular AI system, you have to, but you still operate this AI system in employment and HR, select just low impact. If the system influence and make some hiring decisions or promotion decisions or any other decisions, you have to select high impact. I will just select low impact for this example. And now we have to identify if your system interact with users. If your system doesn't interact with users, just select this one, that the system doesn't interact. If your system interact with users and users know about this, that this is AI system, it means you have to select this one. If users, they don't know that they are interacting with the AI system, or unsure, you have to select this one. If you don't know the answer, just provide information how your system interact. I will select just, let's assume, obviously AI, that I know my system, that users, they know that they interact with AI system, with the AI. And here we have to select if your system generate any content. If your system doesn't generate any content, just select this one. If your users know that this content is generated by AI, select this one. If users don't know or unsure that this content is generated by AI, you have to select this one. And if you're unsure, just what to answer, provide all information here. I will just select here that my system doesn't generate any content. So let's go to the next step. And then in this next step and last one here, we have to select system modification. If your system has some significant changes for the provider, it will be since the moment they build this system. For the deployer, since the moment they use this system. So if you're a deployer and you're using AI system, and since the moment you start to use this system, you didn't have any changes, select this one. If you had some minor changes you're even not aware of, select this one. If you start to use this AI system somehow new way, or you know that some new features had appeared in this, so you have to select this one. If you're unsure about some of your changes, but you still have some recent information, you think you know something, you're unsure, so you have to provide all information here. I will select that some minor updates, and now we can already submit our first system. Okay, so I have added our first system. to our analysis. We can add as many systems we want here. I will not do this for this example, and I will proceed to the next step. Okay, so here's a short summary about the system we just added. This is not the report. This is just a short summary. Now we already can generate the report related to this only one system. But once you will add some multiple systems, you will have here short summary for this few systems here, and you will also able to generate one report for all of them at once. Now let's select the language of the report language, and let's get a full report. Oh, I'm agree with the terms. Okay, your report is on its way. It will be delivered to email shortly. Usually it takes up about 2 minutes. So if you will not see in 2 minutes this report, check your spam and junk folders. All right, I see that I have all the report in my mailbox. Let's open it. So you will have something very similar once the report will be generated. So now let's open this report. And here's the report. Here's just short information about this report. Here's also short information about this report, some additional information, some legal text here. And here's our system. Here's the executive summary, key findings, legal basis. Here's the regulatory classification analysis. Here is a required action and implementation. Here's a financial analysis and risk assessment. Here is the implementation roadmap. Here's system reassessment triggers. And here's some also additional information. If you have any questions or need some further assistance, you can always contact me via this form. If something unclear, just fill out this form and I will be as soon as possible. I will help you to understand or to help you with the further steps.